a pot, and I got 12.
I think there's more out there.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hell, you only be arrested by the time the meeting's over with.
I would like to call to order the Tuesday, March 18th, 2025 meeting of the Danville City Council. Roll call to establish a quorum, please.
Mayor Ricky Williams Jr.,
Present.
Alderman Ed Butler,
Here.
Heidi Wilson,
Present.
Carolyn Wands,
Present.
James Pichard, Mike O'Kane,
Here.
Bob Iverson, Mike Poor,
Present.
Rick Strebing,
Here.
Sherry Pickering,
Here.
Eve Ludwig,
Present.
Tricia Teague,
Present.
Robert Williams,
Present.
Darren York,
Here.
John Cooper, 12 present.
We do have 12 present, so we do have a quorum. At this time, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance led by Alderwoman Wands. Please rise.
Invocation.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're doing. That's right. I got it mixed up.
Which way?
Yeah, which way you doing, Kim?
Alderman York, would you lead us in the pledge, please? Thank you.
Invocation first.
Oh.
Let's start all over.
At this time, we will have the invocation. I think I need to. We will have the invocation led by Alderwoman Wands, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance led by Alderman York.
Lord, we thank you for this day, the beauty of it, and just the opportunity to live it. We thank you for those that are here tonight, those that are interested in their community. Lord, I just pray that we would serve each other and serve you in such a way that would be pleasing. Just now, I want to thank you and praise you for who you are. I want to thank you that we have the opportunity to make decisions and to hopefully make the ones that you would have us to make. Guide us in our decisions. Give us wisdom. Give us discernment. Give us pure judgment in all things. Lord, we know that you know our thoughts and our hearts, and I just ask that you would keep our motives pure and help us to do the good that you would have us to do. Help us not to grow weary in well-doing, because we know in due time that we will reap what we've sown. So let us stay strong. Let us keep the things in mind that you would have us in mind. And let us always put our focus where our focus should be. Lord, we thank you for Danville, Illinois. We thank you for the blessings that you have bestowed upon her. And Lord, we know through you that even better days are coming. For it's in your name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you both. And thank you all for helping get me back on track here.
The evening's not over.
I was going to say, it's supposed to be short, but if I keep messing up like this, we might be here a while. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
No. See, and I've already messed up. This time I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion or debate? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And at this time, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you very much. I do not have any proclamations for you this evening. However, there is a board or committee or appointment. At this time, I would entertain a motion to approve Betty Seidel to an appointment to the Danville Public Library Board for a term to expire in 7/27. Is there a motion to do so?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Thank you so much. Miss Betty will be a great addition to the board. She's a very knowledgeable woman. Are there any reports of boards, agencies, or commissions? All right, seeing none, items of information. There is one thing that I want to make sure that I make you aware of tonight. Last Wednesday, Mike Marin, the president of Vermilion Advantage and I, along with a contingency from Vermilion Advantage and Rihanna Allis, our community relations administrator, attended a lobbying day in Springfield, and we spoke with a number of entities, Representative Schweizer, Senator Faraci. We also spoke with the deputy director of DECIO, as well as, I believe, the chief of staff, one of the lead liaisons in Lieutenant Governor Stratton's office. And while we spoke to them about a number of things, including, the Quaker property and remediation of flooding out there for redevelopment, one of the biggest things that we spoke to them about was the gun range. And IDOC, the Illinois Department of Corrections, desire to reopen that. As many of you know, my father actually retired from the prison. I think he'd worked there maybe for a year, and he and I believe even Chairman Streebing, and then not Justice, but the Honorable Rita Garman put an injunction in place closing the gun range down, and it's been closed since 1986. Now IDOC is hoping to reopen it, and obviously we have concerns about that for a lot of reasons, primarily because we've had a huge growth and increase of business in that area. Several of the business owners have contacted me and are very vocal about this. I believe there was a forum that was held today out at DACC where folks opposed it too. And what I want to say is that I don't think we should do anything that should hurt our businesses. So one of the things that I've asked is for our Corporation Council to create a resolution. I'm hoping that you would be supportive of that to oppose the reopening of the gun range and potentially authorizing me and Corporation Counsel Parker on behalf of the city to enter a motion to oppose that as well. So please know that that will be coming to Public Services next week, as well as then to City Council for full consideration. Madam Clerk, do we have any petitions, communications, or audience comments this evening?
Yes, we do. Has everyone had a chance to complete a yellow card who wishes to speak this evening? Okay, when I call your name, please come to the podium. You'll have 3 minutes to speak. First, I have Martha Espino of Danville regarding the human relations issue.
My name is Martha Espino. I am here this evening because I am upset about how, Mayor, you terminated Sandra Finch. Sandra, 35 years of service meant nothing to you. I worked with Sandra on the Human Relations Commission for about 30 years. I am a Latina. I served on this commission because I wanted the concerns of my community addressed. Sandra and I worked together to address these concerns of my community. Sandra was always there for Latinos, Hispanics community, as well as a whole community. When I had a police complaint, Sandra never took my side. Instead, she looked at the evidence and then explained to me why the police officer did what he had to do. If the officer was wrong, she stood up for me. Sandra was committed and dedicated to help people. It is well known, this community, that you are a liar. So I believe that you used a lie to terminate Sandra. You came after Sandra and her position when you were an alderman. You did not have any power to get rid of her. After that, you ran for mayor. You used Sandra to help you get elected twice. And now you think you don't need her anymore. Now, Mayor, you use your power to get rid of her. People who feel that way that you about how terminate Sandra will have the power to make sure you're not reelected in 2027. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Espino. All I would say is the truth is the light of the world.
Brenda Brown of Danville regarding Human Relations Administrator position.
Good evening, Mayor, and to all of the councilmen and all that's present this evening. my concern this evening is with the Human Relations Administrator position that is to be filled. I did see something, Mayor, that you had on Facebook about filling this position, and also that there may be some changes. And I'm not sure what changes, why you're changing, or how you're going to make the changes. But my experience, not only as an alderman, but when this position was also put into place with the city of Danville, and then in accordance with the aldermanic mayor form of government lawsuit in 1987, that this position would stay in. So I would think that the responsibilities, duties, and all the roles of that position would remain, even though the person that had served in that position for 35 years is no longer, as we just heard, had been fired from that position. So again, with my interest with this, to replace and put someone there that is qualified and duly qualified. So, well, I know what Sandra did. That's who the person is as Human Relations Administrator. What she did while in this position, she served it well. And I even had a couple of personal things I come to her about, and things that I thought would probably be, wipe over it. I said, hey, this wasn't fair, that wasn't fair. But as she went on to explain to me a lot of things about law, and that's what come back to mind. So I did a little research, talked to a few people in other communities that serve in that position or somewhat similar to this. And some of the things that I come away with from talking to some of the people, you have to be very well qualified, very, very well versed on employment law, housing law, civil rights law, and also recognize that this position is a straight legal position. You have to be very, very well versed in these things that I just named, plus there are a lot others. And as well, you have to know the nuance of the law, meaning that, sometimes it's not just what we think it is, as I just explained a few moments ago. There's a lot of other details. And you have to know this. You can't just say, well, this is my position. Okay, I know my 3 minutes are up. But I just want to say this also, that while serving in this position, that our Human Relations Administrator had historical knowledge, and I understand at conferences through the Illinois Municipal Human Rights Association, that she even taught classes because she's so well versed throughout the state of Illinois. She's well known. Trust me, I've talked to several people. She's well known and very well respected. And so I just ask, if you make changes, Mayor, I'd like you to, the council, when you get ready to whatever you have to do, vote on this or whatever, that you remember some of these things, and do your homework and check with some of the people that are in these positions in other places. So I thank you for the 3 minutes, but if anybody want to call me, check with me, I can talk with you further. Thank you.
I got one question, Ms. Brown. When was this on Facebook, you say?
It was on, I don't know the date. I didn't see the date. All I knew was I saw it on Facebook. Mayor Williams, one of his, when you made some comments, your weekly or however often you put on there about filling that position, and there may be some changes. I did see that. I don't know the date. I just saw that, and it concerned me about making changes with that position. That's why I decided to come and speak tonight.
Yeah, okay, then you knew it before the council knew about it there then, okay, I see.
Yeah, I don't know, like I said, but I'm just asking the council if they.
I didn't make a post, Mr. Butler. I was interviewed by someone. I was interviewed by the news.
Okay.
And what I told them is that we would be making updating the job description, so.
Okay.
Thank you, Mrs. Brown.
Okay, thank you. Again, if anyone of you councilmen have any questions, please contact me. Thank you.
Susan Williman of Danville regarding senior swim at Garfield Pool.
Hi.
I just wanted to thank you, Mayor, Alderman, who all voted for us to have the pool. I know everybody is never going to have world peace, and some probably were happy about having Garfield Pool be reopened, and some probably weren't. From my perspective, last year you guys did, it was sort of towards the end of the summer, it was a senior swim. And I just want you to know it was really wonderful. Two-sided, I'm a very young senior, so let's keep that in mind. But it was very nice to go. I used to go to Garfield Pool back in the day. What you did was absolutely wonderful. It reminded me of driving to Champaign and going to the pool. And I want you to know there were a few people there that had disabilities, and they were very, very grateful to be able to go where there weren't a bunch of kids around. I am a GG, grandma, whatever you want to call me, and it's fun to have kids, but it's also fun to go and just be with your peers. Out of going to Garfield Pool, met somebody that I met a lot of people, but met somebody that is one of my very dearest and closest friends now. May not have met her without this. It was enjoyable. The staff was good. I thought it was kind of fun that they had to get our name and phone number. And I thought, is this reverse from like when we had to give our kids numbers? Now they're keeping track of us. Just kidding. But anyway, it was very nice. I hope you'll consider doing that again. I guess I would just offer this. I would love to see some more senior activities. And if you ever want help, I'm your girl. I know a lot of people. I'm pretty friendly, and I would like to see just some more fun things. And I think it would be a good draw. What I did, I'm no tech. What do I want to say? I'm not real good with computers. However, I do love to take pictures. And Mayor, I made this for you wherever you want to put it. I took pictures of the pool on my own. You can ask my son, Matthew. I have more pictures on my phone than everybody here could have combined, and that's the truth. So anyway, I made this for you. There are pictures of the pool, and I just wanted to give this to you if I could. Thank you so much. Please know that there are a lot of us that are really happy that we have a pool still. That's all I wanted to say. And maybe that Duke's going to win the national title.
Oh, boy.
And I know this isn't a Lion-Eye fan.
You got that right.
Colin Osterber of Danville regarding pool pricing.
Good evening. I looked over the pool pricing schedule, and I was encouraged to see that the pool parties were back this year. I think those were a great way for people to celebrate over the summer, and I know I've spent many birthdays there. Looking at the family membership, I'm guessing that my family of 4 might just have one of these this summer. It made me wonder, though, who is this public pool serving? As a 40-year-old, I know I will not get a call from any of my buddies this summer asking if I want to go to a pool day with them. I have a feeling my 15-year-old will be pressing me to go to the pool all the time. My assumption is that a public pool has the greatest appeal to kids. So who are the kids in this town? We have a school district with a little shy of 5,000 students. So those are the kids. I also know, though, that 75% of those students in the district live in low-income households. So it makes me question how those kids are being served. There is a discounted rate for nonprofits, which is something. I would guess the Boys and Girls Club would be the largest group that utilize this, and they serve around 200 kids. We are still left with a vast majority of students in this community who I question whether they have the means to utilize the public pool. So I ask this council to include in their discussion how these disenfranchised kids are served. I had a couple thoughts on, maybe possible ways to do something different. Maybe there could be a discounted rate for students so that it would be more affordable for a parent to take kids to the pool over the summer. At the current rate, I think you'd be looking at $50 to go to the pool for a day, and I just wonder if everybody has those means to do that on a regular basis. A second thought I had was maybe that we could simply pass out free vouchers to all of the students in the district. There's still a couple months left, and maybe that's an option. I remember as a kid, I used to get, at the end of the school year, right before the summer, I'd get a voucher for a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut. And that made my summer. I was so excited to go use that thing and buy a personal pan pizza for free. So maybe the same concept could be done with a free pool pass to every district student. Maybe a pass for their family so that they could go once or twice and enjoy the great pool that we have. It is a great asset, and I just hope to see it utilized. So I encourage this council to raise that question tonight as you discuss the pricing schedule and approve it, that make sure that you are serving everybody in this community. Thank you for your 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Jaleel Jones of Danville.
Hello. Oh, time to talk, so let me stand it up. Sorry. Hello, council. I just came to say hello, and that I'm gonna start being more a part because I got more time to be a part of, council meetings and more involved in Danville. That's all I wanted, just to introduce myself and say hello. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Mike Marin, Vermillion Advantage CEO, would like to speak about the gun range at the Correctional Center.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, ladies and gentlemen of the council. I am Mike Marin, the president and CEO of Vermillion Advantage. Vermillion Advantage represents almost 500 members of the business community here in Vermillion County. A large portion of those are in the city of Danville, and a very significant portion of those in the city of Danville are in the Eastgate Lynch Road area, some of our most significant employers in the community. And so Vermillion Advantage is here. We just wanted to thank the mayor for his leadership on this issue and thank him for bringing the resolution and taking a position opposing the reopening of the gun range. It is something that is very concerning to the businesses in that area. And we would ask all of you as the council to support that resolution and take a position opposing the reopening of the gun range. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Marin.
I have a question.
Oh, Mr. Marin, I apologize. One of the council members has Mr. Iverson.
What was the state's reasoning for even thinking about reopening? It's been closed since the 80s. Why all of a sudden do they want to reopen it?
Their explanation was they were very short on an explanation. Basically, they provided notice, and we did have some discussions with the Department of Corrections. One of the reasons they cited was the issue of money and the fact that it does cost some money to transport guards off-site to do their certification, their training. So that was the only that was the reasoning that we got from the local DOC employees. But that from the state, there was not much of an explanation. So
Thank you.
Anyone else? Yes, Mr. Williams.
Are there any safety issues involved with this?
That's a good question. I think you'll probably hear from some other members of the public that were in the area back in the 80s when the original range opened up, and I think there were some very serious safety concerns at that time. I would hope that those issues have been alleviated, but I still think, the main concern that I have is the fact that you have hotels, you've got the casino, you've got manufacturing plants that could have customers from outside of the area that are located in that general area, and it would probably be a little disconcerting to hear the noise of gunfire, particularly if you're staying in a hotel out there. So I think, I'm not saying that there's not safety concerns, but I would hope that those would be alleviated. But I think my number one concern is the noise and the detrimental, the negative impact that would have on our businesses.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
Attorney John Beardsley of Danville regarding the Danville Prison firing range.
May it please the council. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here tonight representing 7 Point, and we want to thank the mayor again for his leadership on the issue of the Danville Correctional Center firing range. This is an issue that is very important to 7 Point and a number of businesses in that area. Back in 1986, an injunction was entered in Marion County case number 86CH56 prohibiting the Danville Correctional Center from operating a firing range on the premises. At the time, the noise pollution from the firing range was harming business for hotels in the area. Some of the hotels got together and fought for an injunction to stop the firing range, and they succeeded. A permanent injunction was granted. Now, typically, a permanent injunction is just that, permanent. But in this case, now almost 40 years later, after 40 years of growth and development in that area, the Danville Correctional Center has filed a petition to vacate that injunction, and that would allow them to resume operation of the firing range at the prison. This is of significant concern to the businesses in the area who would be impacted by the noise and the danger of stray shots from the firing range. Local businesses, including 7 Point, are planning to fight the petition in court in hopes of getting the court to keep the injunction in place. But we need the city's help as well. This isn't just an issue for some businesses, 1 or 2 businesses. It's an issue for all the businesses in that area, and that means it's also an issue for the city. Allowing the firing range would have a chilling effect on future development in that area due to the noise and safety concerns. This is especially true for service industry businesses whose customers don't want to be disturbed by the sound of gunfire while they try to shop, eat, or sleep. So we're asking for the city to file a petition to intervene in the case and file an objection to the prison's petition to vacate the injunction. Please, ladies and gentlemen of the council, help us fight to keep this injunction in place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bruce Parr of Danville regarding the prison firing range.
Mr. Butler, now you know my first name.
I do, don't I?
My name is Stanley Bruce Parr. And if you have anything that has about the prison stuff on it, I'm the person that the prison did not want anybody to find out about. Unlike the gentleman, I want to correct something. It wasn't a group of hotels. It was my family that was directly responsible for closing down the prison range. They built the prison, and we were fine with them building the prison. They did not notify us that they were going to be building a firing range on it. We didn't know what they were doing until in the middle of the night, lights were flashing and gunshots were being fired. It's a firing range. They don't fire 1 or 2. They fire for 10, 15 minutes. Within the first 30 days of the firing starting, my family's business pretty much lost all of their primary customers. All of the regulars did not come back. You get woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. They have to do the night shifts. They have to train them too. And that was what we were told. We were also told, by the way, since the firing range is open, you cannot go on your 22 acres that is connected directly to the firing range. In fact, at one point they thought that possibly some of the berm was actually built onto our property and not the cities, or not the state's. The state wanted probably for you not to hear me because we got one notification last summer, a week before it went to court the first time and was kicked back, and the state has not notified us since. My family lost tens of thousands of dollars because of the firing range shooting. I know a lot of the people that have talked about the firing range have to say, well, it's possible that it will do this, it's possible it would do that. I don't say it's possible. I saw it. I saw it in person. I saw the damage it financially and stress-wise it did to my dad. I'm rolling. Sorry. The firing range, I'm sure one of the reasons that they're trying to get it back up is the Redwood Inn is no longer there.
Mr. Parr, I apologize, sir. Your time is up.
Okay. If you want to talk to me, you can. It's really serious. It's more important than what you understand. It will put the sleep inn probably out of business because of where it's at. They're within the firing range. They're about the same distance as our back rooms were. Nothing has changed. Like I said, I have nothing to gain by it. I have nothing. I mean, our ground is farm ground, but
we share
okay.
your concern, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Brad Zerman, regarding the firing range.
Hi, good evening. I want to thank Mayor Williams and Mike Marin for all the support they've given the community. We came tonight to just express our concern about the firing range. When you talk about safety, the reason why we're here is because we were notified recently about this issue, and the reason why we were notified is because 7 Point is in the kill zone of the firing range. That's the terminology that's used. I didn't make that up. That's in the legal documents. We're in the kill zone. My customers and my staff do not want to be in any kill zone. No one will start up any new businesses in the area, and some of them will close. We've all been hearing about the stories from the past from our get-togethers that Mr. Marin has been hosting for us. But and we appreciate Alderman Teague as well with her support showing up all these meetings. So you know, when it comes to a vote, we hope that you guys will shut down this firing range by intervening in court, as we and other merchants in the area are. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who wishes to address the council this evening? All right, seeing none, we do not have any zoning petitions this evening. However, we do have payrolls. We have the payrolls for March 7th and 14th of 2025. Is there a motion to approve those?
So move. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Wands?
Yes.
Pashard? O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
York?
Yes.
Cooper? Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. You also have before you the vouchers payable of March 11th and 18th, 2025, as well as a special run for March 11th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve the vouchers payable?
So move.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion or debate? Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Pashard? O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
Cooper? Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wands?
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, the motion carries. At this time, we will receive our Public Services Committee report. Chairman Streebing.
Well, good evening, everybody. We will meet here in the City Hall chambers next week at 6 p.m. and the date is 3/25 of 25. And that's all I've got, Mayor.
Thank you, Chairman. At this time, we'll receive our Public Works Committee report. Chairman Poor.
Thank you, Mayor. 12A is a resolution approving the 2025 contractor fee schedule for the City of Danville Yard Waste Facility. Move to dispense with the reading and ask for your approval. I need a second.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
Teague?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
York?
Yes.
Cooper? Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wands?
Yes.
Pashard? 12 yes.
12 yes, motion passes. 12B, a resolution approving the 2025 fee schedule for the Danville Aquatic Center. Move to dispense with reading and ask for your approval. I need a second.
Second.
Questions? Alderman T.
I actually think that we should consider instituting one of Mr. Osterberg's suggestions as it relates to the children in our community and their access to the pool. I remember I'm within walking distance of Garfield Pool. And when I grew up, I was in walking distance of Garfield Pool because I live in the same neighborhood I grew up in. And I remember being a kid and taking my own money and going to Garfield Pool with my little sister and going to swim. I believe that $8 is a lot for a kid. And if we're not going to change the fee schedule, then I think we could at least look into the possibility of doing something for our school district children, since they are in our city and this is really who the pool is for, to be able to allow them the opportunity to go at a discounted rate of some sort. So that's the only thing I need to say. I wish I had heard this last week, but I do think that is a wonderful suggestion.
Chairman. One thing that I was thinking about is I know I have nephews that struggle to read and to get in all of their reading. One of them is a brainiac and he does it on the go, and the other two, my sister nearly has to fight them to get them to read everything they're supposed to. One of the things that I thought of is maybe we could partner with the district in terms of like AR reading goals, and maybe if the students were able to meet their AR reading goals or something, we still have at least a quarter left in the school year. That would be a way to help inspire them maybe to read. And maybe that would help our teachers and such out. And again, this is just literally, as I was listening to Mr. Osterberg, I was thinking that, it's just a kind of a positive behavioral reinforcement like we used to use in our nonprofits and such. It might be one way that we could help our some of our kiddos out for sure. And there are many other ways we could do it as well. One thing that we could do is we could do one of two things. Either we could table this and come back with a better suggestion, Chairman, or we could pass it and come back with any updates in the future either way. But I think that there's certainly something that we can do to help with our kiddos.
We don't open for another 2 months, right?
That's correct.
So might I suggest if is a peaceful to
Director,
everybody?
will you pull the mic over a little bit? There you go. Thanks.
Might I suggest maybe, I don't know if my mic is actually on.
It sounds like it.
Is it on? Okay. I was just going to suggest the latter of your choices of going ahead and passing it, and then maybe bring an additional or an addition to this. The only reason is we've had quite a few calls as far as people wanting to go ahead and buy season passes, and then also with the corporate membership items that are going through. So I know people are eager to go ahead and get rolling on stuff with pool season coming up. So if I don't want to wait too long, that's just a suggestion maybe.
So could we vote on this now and then bring it back to Public Works next month with tweaks?
Yeah, I think
everybody?
to me, I don't know if you guys have read everything in here. To me, this almost seems like it would be more of an additional thing that once we could maybe speak to District 118 and bring a solution that way, where this is still in state. We're not going to change it. It's just we're adding an additional program to that.
Yeah. Okay, is everybody okay with that? Okay.
Okay.
All right, then. We'll do a roll call on 12B.
Alderman Iverson?
Yes.
Poor?
Yes.
Streebing?
Yes.
Pickering?
Yes.
Ludwig?
Yes.
T?
Yes.
Williams?
Yes.
York?
Yes.
Cooper? Butler?
Yes.
Wilson?
Yes.
Wands?
Yes.
Pichard? O'Kane?
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, motion passes. 12C is a resolution approving a Midtown TIF GRIP grant application for 611 Oak Street. Move dispense read, ask for approval, need a second.
Second.
Okay. Everybody familiar with this? Vermillion Millworks? Questions? This will be up to 50,000, correct?
Yes, so this is going to be a TIF RIP grant, reimbursement grant, and it's going to be up to 50%. Sorry, either 50% of whatever amount or up to $50,000, because that's how we cap our TIF into stepping into the redevelopment agreement.
Okay. Okay, roll call, please.
Chairman Poor,
Yes.
Chairman Streebing,
Yes.
Alderman Pickering,
Yes.
Ludwig,
Yes.
Teague, yes, Williams,
Yes.
York,
Yes.
Cooper, Butler,
Yes.
Wilson,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Bouchard, O'Kane,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
12 yes.
12 yes, thank you. 12D, items of information. There's nothing to come from Public Works. So, Mayor, that concludes our report.
Thank you, Chairman Poor. Are there any items of information for the good of the cause?
Just a tournament. Sign up. They are short some people. People are not able to make some of their commitments, so not
Yes,
doing anything.
If you can help out, please do. They are still in need of additional volunteers. Yes, Alderwoman Mons and then Vice Mayor Teague.
I would just like to say thank you to the Public Works. They cleaned up a mess today that was really, really, really bad. And it just really looks nice. And I was over there for part of the time, and it was quite a job. And I really appreciate those. That's a job that is unappreciated, I'm afraid. And we really need to appreciate those that go out and clean up those messes.
That mess was one you could start to smell. Vice Mayor Teague.
I just wanted to speak briefly on the firing range because I did attend a couple of meetings that Vermillion Advantage called on behalf of those businesses. I felt like it was my duty to go since that area of town is in my ward. Some of the things that I heard as it relates to the things that happened previously were, it was the type of thing that you would think would be in a movie.
Yes.
Obviously many of you might remember that, those of you who were here then. I was a teenager at the time. I actually, ironically enough, I said this to Mr. Parr the first time I met him, that I worked at the Redwood Inn when it closed. That was my first job. So I remember his parents because his mother hired me. But the stories about gunshots going through windows as far as Indiana and Rileysburg, and also him having to dig out shells and ammunition and all sorts of materials out of their yard and out of their property. It was significant, the number of things. Stories about people shooting from the tower, not just in the range, shooting from the tower at birds and animals. All of those things are what contributed to, and I'm bringing this up only because I know he only had 3 minutes and didn't have an opportunity to tell the whole story. So I'm bringing this up for that reason, and to just let everybody know just how horrific the situation got previously. And at that time, if you remember, in the late 80s, there weren't as many businesses in that area. There are a number of businesses. We probably quintupled, probably even more than that, the number of businesses in that area, the number of employers in that area. So the noise pollution alone is something that would be significant. One of the things that Mr. Patel talked about was the number of contracts he has with the railroad, for example, where you have those employees are sleeping during the day. They're staying there obviously because of its proximity to where they need to be to work. But if we had significant issues with what eventually led to the closure, because I remember when Redwood Inn was busy and I remember when it wasn't. That, like I said, I was there when it closed. I would say we have a lot of business out there on Eastgate. We have a number of businesses that are very busy on a regular basis, and the number of significant issues would be probably worse just from the noise pollution alone. God forbid all of the rest of the things that the Parr family had to deal with. And if you remember where Redwood Inn was located, as compared to where Sleep Inn is located right now, it's even closer. So I just wanted to reiterate some of the things that were shared, and then also to share some of the things that I heard, because obviously they had a chance to meet and talk about those issues where people obviously got more than 3 minutes to talk. And if you do have an opportunity to attend any future meeting, if there are future meetings, I would welcome that, and I would welcome anybody to talk to Mr. Parr tonight about the issues, because what I am saying is not even doing the whole issue justice.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. You'll be glad to know we have no need for closed session.
Oh, come on.
I know you were disappointed, but at this time, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.
Gee, I came just for the closed session.